Hello and welcome to the Total Verdict podcast. I'm Tyler,
But you're not.
but I am.
But you're not.
But am I?
No, I'm Tyler.
I'm Kieran.
You are,
I am.
as per
Or am I?
your turn.
I am.
So, Kieran, how have you been?
I've been good.
That's such a lie. I can see how dead you are in your eyes.
I'm dead inside. Yeah, you know, it's going. I'm doing as you do.
Yeah.
How about you? How are you?
I'm good. I'm actually good. Look at me.
I believe you. I see happiness in
I'm
those
glowing.
eyes.
I'm positively glowing. So how's the old Brexit been? Been enjoying it? Yeah.
Do you know what?
What?
I without meaning to get too political, I've said this to you. I have refused to educate myself on Brexit past the point of the first referendum. Reason being is I know for a fact that there is nothing that I can do about this now. Either we're fucked or we're not. But when I hear people saying, oh, what about this kind of Brexit or this style Brexit? I'm sitting there thinking,
This style Brexit.
I don't know what these mean. We could be
Post-Renaissance
fucked and I
Brexit.
wouldn't know. I would rather live in ignorant bliss, hands down.
Yeah, but I still feel like you need to educate yourself to some degree, especially because you say about like, I can't do anything to change it. That's why people don't vote, because they think, my vote won't matter. And you know what? Your vote does matter, Kieran. Your country needs you.
Yeah, but like, yeah, I mean, I can vote and
Okay, that's enough Brexit time.
yeah. I mean, yeah.
Let's exit the Brexit.
Let's exit the Brexit and
Yeah.
move on to something. I was trying to think of a rhyme. There is no rhyme that pops out.
Well, let's bring in the man who's going to sex it. So today we have. Do you want to introduce yourself?
Yes. Hi, I'm Cameron.
You are.
Yeah, you might have known me from if you came over from like Glaswegian Geeks.
It's a bit big-headed, isn't it?
Okay, Troy McClure.
I mean, clearly I'm the most notable on that show.
Yeah.
Yeah, not the Glaswegian one.
No. I mean, to be fair, they are very characterized, but they're not as offensive, I'd say.
I'm not being funny. Glaswegian Geek should be paying us the amount we've name dropped them in the last 3 episodes.
Yeah.
Well, I mean, considering they gave you your starting point.
Yeah, but
They birthed you, Kieran.
not me personally.
Yes, they
that
did.
would have been difficult.
Yes, they did. I saw it with my own eyes. I was
Mate,
the
they were
midwife.
open so wide. Just let that one sell.
So so tell us about yourself.
Yep.
Yep.
So, yeah.
Great start.
Yeah. My name's Cameron.
Yeah, we got that one.
Known for being a major dickhead on podcasts.
Yeah.
So be glad that I'm going to try and rein it in for this one.
Yeah.
Get that casual vibe going out.
For now,
Try
next
being the
time
keyword
we'll
there.
get you on at some point again, and that's where we'll just let you free. We'll take the reins off.
But that's why
Thank
we've
you.
got you here today for your initiation into the podcast. In order to be a friend of the podcast, you first need to get the Total Verdict treatment.
Yeah.
Okay.
And do you know what the Total Verdict treatment is?
It's like
don't.
Thai massages.
Ah, that's good. Yeah.
So-
Is it as soothing as those lo-fi hip hop
The
beats?
Total Verdict treatment is far
Happy
from
ending.
soothing. Far from soothing. In fact, it's a very rigorous and heart-wrenching process in which we pull apart your hopes and dreams.
Okay. I mean, if I had some, I'd be worried.
That's very
So
true.
before you came in today, we've asked you to formulate a list of like.
I feel like we've just neglected. I don't feel like I know enough about the Cameron.
Well, that's what we're here to learn about.
No, but
we're
that-
here
no-
to learn about the Cameron.
Yeah, but we'll learn about his films. Cameron.
Stop trying to silence me, Tyler.
Cameron. How have you been?
How
How
Good.
are you?
Brexit, yes or no?
I don't know. Article 13 passed as well. Well, 17 is what it's called. now,
Don't,
isn't it?
let's
Article
not.
17.
Let's not.
I'm tired of articles, honestly.
I mean, Kieran, so far, like, all you've said is let's not, or I haven't educated myself, and considering we made a
That's not just for this
documentary-
podcast. That's like for the last month.
I know, but considering we made a documentary called Ignorance Isn't Bliss, it's kind of ironic.
Yeah.
Let's not name drop ignorance isn't bliss.
Let's name drop it.
let's name drop it right
It's
now.
absolute content. There's a scene. See, because of how it cut, just how we cut this documentary with the time we had filming, it starts off and Kieran has a full face beard and mustache. However, during filming, he had an accident when shaving and had to shave his mustache, so he just has a non-fitting beard. So then when you cut through the documentary, just skip 5 minutes in, all of a sudden, mustache has flown away. It's grown wings and flown.
There was logic for that.
It's
You know, I
beautiful.
had people saying to me, "Oh, why didn't you just shave the full thing?" And it's because mustaches grow considerably quicker than beards. So if I'd have shaved the full face, I would have had to wait for the beard to grow back in, then the mustache to come in first, then the beard to follow. But if I just got rid of the mustache, it would have. It was like a week and a half for the full thing to grow back as thick as the beard.
No, you should have shaved everything. Honestly, could you imagine? Could you imagine looking like Matt Lucas? We have Matt Lucas Kieran here.
Oh, instead we have George Lucas Kieran.
George Lucas Kieran. That's bit too much credit. He's got that JT skinhead going on there.
Yeah.
Yeah.
How about we stop attacking attacking my physical appearance?
We haven't attacked we've said nothing bad about your physical appearance.
Matt
JT is a
Lucas.
compliment.
It is.
Matt Lucas.
Matt Lucas, what's wrong with Matt Lucas?
I mean, he's a beautiful man, but by God, he looks like an egg.
By God, he looks like an egg. Oh my
Quote
God, it's
Kieran
Jason
Horn
Bourne.
2019.
Right. How did we even get onto that? Cameron, you don't have a beard.
No, I don't.
You know, just in case
Yeah.
anyone's interested.
Yeah, I don't. Like, last time I shaved was last year before summer, so...
Did you actually?
Yeah.
I can't believe you actually shaved.
I know. It was madness.
Did you
I
just
was
get
like-
bored?
Yeah, it was the first time I shaved as well.
I
It was a
imagine that
lot.
was just. I
Out
imagine
of-
you just shed skin.
Out of curiosity, was what you shaved off what Tyler's now stuck to his face?
Yeah.
It was a bit less than that.
Yeah, I can
Yeah.
imagine.
Yeah, don't stifle your laugh, you bastard. You're gonna laugh
You're
right in
gonna
my
laugh.
face.
Yeah.
I'm just trying to protect the ears of the people at home.
Laugh with your chest, big man. Laugh
Come on.
with your chest.
Go on, give us that Brian blessed goodness.
You say you say Brian Blessed. It's more Bowser.
Right. Back on topic.
On topic.
The total verdict treatment.
Yeah.
Do you feel like we've got to know Cameron enough? Or is there anything else?
I
that you
mean,
wanna
I
know?
still haven't been told exactly what do you guys do on your podcast.
That is what I'm
Come
trying
on.
to explain to you before Tyler said we need to know more about your hopes, dreams, and aspirations.
Yeah, because I
mean-
care about you.
Thank you.
Yeah, now we'll pass it
Love
over
you.
to the Rupert Murdoch of the podcast. Take it away, Kieran. Show how much you don't care. Go on.
Now I feel bad.
No, go on. Introduce him to our format.
So, the total verdict treatment.
Yes.
The way it works is we ask you to bring in 4 favourites.
You said 5.
It is. Let me finish my sentence, Cameron.
Okay.
4
I was gonna
favourites
actually
and then
hit
an
you for making me do more
overall
work.
favourite. So 4 favourites and then an all-time top. So,
Oh, I don't have that.
well,
Wasn't
think
told
quick.
about that.
Think
Oh, no.
quick.
La crème de la crème.
And then you are going to tell us about these.
Okay.
Tell us what they are. We're going to have a bit of a chat about them, ask about your history with them, where you came about, when you came across them, why you liked them. And yeah, what we're going to do is me and Tyler will both rate each film out of 10.
Okay. Film and television show.
Film and television
okay.
show.
Just confirming.
No, that's fine.
It's worth noting, of course, we know Cameron. However, listeners do not. And it's worth noting that Cameron... I haven't seen your list,
Yes.
but I'm assuming...
Because if he did, that would be a very flawed version
Yeah.
of this episode.
I'm assuming it's very anime heavy, because I know you well.
Sort of. There's 2 out of the 5 anime. I tried to keep it tame for you guys.
Okay.
Yeah.
Thank you. Well, so the way we done it, the way we treated James, who,
Yeah, he was
housemate
very
of
upset.
yours. Yeah. The way we treated James was that if we haven't seen it, like if we don't know about it, then I mean, this is the most biased verdict you will ever get.
Yeah, we've got to be completely candid about this.
Yeah.
We are going to be very objective.
Yeah, like I don't care. I don't care for your feelings, nor do I care for your score. I'm just here to say this is what I think.
This coming from the
I mean,
guy who
same.
said that we didn't know enough about you 5 minutes ago.
Yes, I can separate professionalism from personal, Kieran. Right. No, so if the general basis will be a 5. A 5 will be for the shows, more or less. A 5 will be for the shows we haven't seen, and it rides on your pitch. You
Okay,
tell us
cool.
why this show or this film is the cream of the crop.
So if we know it,
Okay.
we'll judge it off what we know, like in a very subjective kind of basic way. But if we don't,
This
it's
is
all
just
on
really
you.
biased.
It's all on you to do that
Oof.
film justice. So
The
it's whether
pressure.
or not you care enough about your top 5 to vouch for them.
I mean, I care. It's just, do I have the words to accurately describe how I care and how I feel about them? So,
It's
Yeah.
also worth noting that we had James on last week.
yeah.
James got 70 out of 100, so that's currently the score to beat.
Was it 70 on the dot, or was it
It
slightly
was
above?
70 on the dot, 34 from me, 36 from Tyler.
Ooh,
Quick maths.
quick maths.
Yeah.
So the way it generally works is, we do each film out of 10, which means from both of us, you get a score out of 50. Overall total verdict treatment is a score out of 100.
Cool.
And you'll get your face on the flashy little scoreboard that we've made up.
I mean, considering that this is an audio format, you won't.
It's on our Twitter. We're multimedia bitches.
Okay.
Is it multimedia when you have 3 followers?
And 2 of them are me and Tyler.
Yeah, and you
Is
know
the
what?
third one someone you know as well? Or is it just
No,
some random?
actually, we do have more than 3 followers. We have several guys who I don't know who they are that own their own podcast or Dungeons and Dragons tournaments. So I mean, we are getting there.
Yeah, I mean, not
We're
quite
kind of- we're
my
ki-
audience.
No,
but
but we are kind of building an audience.
Yeah. You don't want to, alienate them before they join, Tyler.
no, I'm not. I'm saying not my audience.
Sorry,
Not my audience.
That's just how it is.
alienate them.
Yes, Alien ate them.
Was the way you said it? Well, we don't want the alienate them.
Wow.
Yeah.
You're getting schooled on grammar by Kira.
Oh.
Well, he's
I mean,
from
it's
London.
not
What do we
really
expect?
grammar, it's pronunciation.
That's like Hitler saying fascism's bad.
I mean, he would know, wouldn't he?
Or May saying, "Let's do Brexit." Look,
So-
sorry. Okay, yeah, no more Brexit talk. I apologise.
So, Cameron,
Yes.
do you want to walk us in to your top 5?
Okay. Yeah. All right. I'll
No,
say-
no particular order for the first 4. Remember, so
Yes,
whichever
I know.
way you want to bring it up.
I'm going to start with the 3 live action because they're not the all-time favorite. The all-time favorite is anime. Just letting you
Okay.
know that.
One
Okay.
at a time. One at a time.
One at a time. First,
Means you've got more time to think about how to pitch it to us.
yes. First, let's go with Bridge to Terabithia.
Oh.
Come on.
Whoa.
You've done well there.
You all know this. Everyone knows this film. If you haven't, you better go and watch it.
I have tissues if anyone wants some.
Yeah, these heartstrings were not ready.
Yeah.
I'm just gonna, we'll start off with a simple one. Why?
Because as of to this date, it's the only live action film to make me cry.
Yeah, I feel that.
Yeah.
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 I don't think I'm not much of a crier at films, but Bridge to Terabithia, mate, that got me.
Yeah.
Every time I watch it as well.
Yeah.
It's like
Yeah.
I know what's gonna happen. I put it on like it's a premeditated response. I'm like,
Yeah.
right, I'm gonna be fine this time, and then it's like the narrator's like, Tyler was not fine this time, and I wasn't fine.
Yeah, I mean, considering, I like to think of it, because every time I rewatch it, it makes it worse that I know.
Yeah.
Because there's that anticipation of, oh no,
Yeah.
oh no, oh
Yeah.
no,
So
it's here.
when you see them building up their friendship beforehand,
Yeah.
you're watching it and you think, I can't believe this is going to end.
I can't believe you've done
Yeah, I can't believe you've done this. No,
Yeah.
but you know what's coming.
So that gets us into another interesting topic, which is why do we like films that make us cry? Like realistically, we
Well,
should.
I like any film that makes me feel an emotion.
Yeah, no, like that's what I was going to say.
Good
No,
answer.
I was going to say if you're ready to get deep, it's
Yeah.
because we want to.
I'm always ready to get
we want
deep.
to feel emotions.
I mean,
from
you
these
don't
films.
often do.
We want to feel emotions from these films
Because
Yeah.
we're so emotionally stunted as a society that it takes a media text
wouldn't-
in
I
order for
wouldn't-
us to feel something.
I wouldn't go that deep. I think it's for me. It's just the case that you watch something and you watch things to feel something. Whether that's because you're watching it for a distraction, where you want to feel happy, you want to have a laugh, you want to just feel as though your mind's elsewhere, or it's because you want to start feeling. You want to feel like a darker emotion.
Yeah.
You know, you have
Yeah.
films like Stuck in Love, a film like that. That's a very dark film.
Mm-hmm.
You know, it acts as that almost distraction while also reminding you of what life is really like. And then Bridge to Terabithia. I mean, that one's just there to go, ha, you thought you were watching a Disney film. We got you. It
Yeah.
is Disney, isn't it?
Yeah, it is.
Yeah,
Yeah.
yeah.
Yeah, it's Disney. And it's still one of the saddest Disney films.
2007 it came out, so I assume you'd have seen it when it came out. More or less.
Yeah, I did. I saw it as soon as it came out on DVD because I didn't have a
I
chance
didn't
to
see
see it
it.
in cinema.
I think I
If I
did-
saw
I
it in
think I had it
cinema,
on
I
DVD.
would have actually, like, mate, that would have been the best experience of my life to date. But
Yeah.
no, I didn't.
I mean, you watched Endgame with us at the cinema, so that was a lie.
That's called Infinity War, Kieran.
It was Infinity War, but you're also going to watch Endgame in the cinema with us, which means it's a lie twice.
It's not, though.
yeah.
You know for a
Yeah,
fact if you
let-
saw
let's
Bridge to
be real.
Terabithia in the cinema, it would be much better
Yeah.
than whatever Marvel can
100%.
put out.
What? Yeah, Bridge of Terabithia trumps any Marvel film.
Oh, do you think they're in the same universe now that Disney owns Marvel? Do you think that she died because Thanos?
Thanos. Oh my god.
Oh, that makes it what? Oh, I can't even joke about this film without hurting inside.
No, but no, I get that. Is it a film you see a lot?
Yes, I generally I see it at least once a year.
Yeah.
Yeah,
I
I make a
respect that.
point of watching it at
Oh,
least once a year.
Can we watch it this year?
Yes,
Can
we
we,
can.
can we all get together and watch it this year? I'm
Yeah.
assuming you haven't seen it this year.
No, I haven't. I usually watch it around autumn time. That's the right time to see it. I don't know what it is, but like when the leaves are turning orange, that's Bridge of Terabithia.
It's because
time.
you've just started your year at uni and you're like, you need to let these tears out somewhere.
Yeah, around like in between September, October. Yeah, before Halloween.
No, but yeah, no, I like that.
Yeah, that's
yeah.
that's a solid start.
Yeah, it's start as you mean to go on.
All right,
Um,
score me. Come on.
Well,
No.
don't tell us
You
how
don't-
to do
don't jump the
this.
gun. Don't jump the gun.
Okay.
You get your final score, your collective score at the end.
I've wrote
Are
my
you
score
the captain
down.
now?
I
I'm the
wrote my
captain
score
now.
down, but you
I'm
don't
sure.
get to
Are
hear
you
it.
suggesting you have Captain Phillips in there?
Oh, no, I don't.
No, we'll go through the scores at the end.
See, if I
Okay.
know how this works, or if I have any inkling of how this works, you've had such a solid start that whatever you say next is going to be a letdown.
Okay.
You need to pull something good out the back here, I think.
Okay. Now, like another thing that I love about live action films, because I named the next two live action films, is that I like my films generally very, very stylized.
Yes.
So the
yes,
next
yes.
film on my list is an Edgar Wright film.
Oh,
Yes.
I
No.
take back my previous comment. Yeah, I mean, I'm not going to lie. You have a high score and you haven't told me what the film is yet.
Oh, exactly. See, a lot of people like to point to
Can I
the
guess?
Cornetto trilogy.
Can I
Yeah.
guess?
You can guess.
It's Scott Pilgrim, isn't it?
Yes, of
My
course it's
guy.
Scott Pilgrim. Yes, because Scott Pilgrim is like it's honestly just Edgar Wright with a budget. Honestly, Edgar Wright's films barely have a budget, but Scott Pilgrim took it to another level.
So you prefer that to all of the?
Cornetto trilogy films, yeah. I still haven't seen Baby Driver, so I don't
I
know
haven't
what
seen
that's
Baby
about.
Driver.
You two both need to
that's-
watch Baby Driver.
That's fair enough. I don't think like I personally wouldn't agree. But why what is it about Scott Pilgrim you think separates it from the Cornetto trilogy? Budget aside.
Budget aside, it's the writing mainly. Edgar Wright's style of writing, like when he's working with Simon Pegg on the Cornetto trilogy, is very, very good. But I do prefer Brian Lee O'Malley's works himself, like much more.
What else has he done?
So he's mainly a comic book artist, storyteller.
right.
So Scott Pilgrim, the comic book is what the movie's based on.
Yeah.
He wrote the comic. So I've got a few other comics that he's done. Stuff like Seconds. He's done a comic called Snot Girl about a model who's allergic to everything.
Right.
Yeah. And he's done quite a few others, but those are two main examples that come to head. But yeah, I just generally prefer his style of writing.
Yeah.
It's very... I'm not sure the word to describe it, but it's... Everything he does has his style in it.
Yeah.
Like,
yeah.
just the writing alone has his
Yeah.
style in it. You know, like, you can see an author's trademark in the way it's written.
Yeah.
Yeah, you can see that with everything he's done.
I feel that.
Yeah, and I think the way it carried across the film worked perfectly.
I think the thing about Scott Pilgrim that is very appealing. It's almost, I'd compare it to something like Shaun of the Dead. See, World's End and Hot Fuzz, they do it, but not to this extent. But the amount of subtlety and the amount of small details, say, the fact that in some way or another, every single one of the ex-boyfriends had their number on them.
Yeah.
Something like that, which, you know, the first time you watch it, you're likely to miss a couple.
Or that whole sequence when Scott is depressed over the exes and every shot has an X in shot.
Yeah.
Yeah.
It's just those subtle details are what, like you said, stylized. Like it's that kind of thing that just
Yeah.
makes it incredible.
Yeah. Do you have anything to add?
I was
Tyler?
just
That
laughing.
was
No,
a
you
lot.
described
Yeah.
the scene. And just Scott Pilgrim just sounded like me, and I was like, okay,
I mean,
Scott.
yeah, you are. I've said it to you multiple times. You are Scott Pilgrim.
So, how often do you watch Scott Pilgrim? Is it like Brits to Terabithia, where it's a yearly thing, or
Not really a yearly thing. It's every time I come across it, basically. So I have it on my computer, like a copy of it on my computer. So every time
Legally?
I browse through my phone, no need to say that here, Kieran. Come on. But yeah, every time I browse through my files on my computer, if I come across it, I'm like, all right, gonna watch it.
I've only seen it once, and it
look
wasn't.
at this scrub?
And it wasn't really it wasn't a sit down and watch kind of thing. I think it was on TV, and I was just like, meh, go on then.
Yeah.
I never like.
Mate.
I will.
Cameron, do you see the type of shit that I have to deal with?
You'll have to sit me down, and we can
Yes.
watch it through. Because
Sit
it's not
down
really something
and
I've
watch
seen
it
much
through
of.
because it's a very, very good film.
It is.
Yeah.
Yeah. But then again, if you're doing that, also sit him through. I will come with and I will sit you both down for Baby Driver at the same time.
Mm-hmm.
Like right after.
Favorite character?
Favorite character in Scott Pilgrim?
Scott Pilgrim.
Wallace. Oh wait, mate, Wallace. He is the real G. I
Yeah.
love him.
So
I gotta say, you're off to a bloody strong start.
All right, next films.
this is where you bring in the
Yeah.
Ghibli films, and Kieran's like, what?
No, not yet.
Yeah, it's worth noting I have never seen a single anime film.
I
You
know
need to watch
this
Ghibli
mess
films.
he does. Unfortunately, there's none on my list.
Isn't there?
No,
Oh wow.
I know.
I thought you would have oh, I forgot what it's called. but-
Princess Mononoke is my
Yes.
favorite of those.
Yeah.
If we are going to go on that, but
Yeah,
would have
exactly.
It's
100%.
not-
You know,
It's not in your top 5.
it's not in my top
Oh.
5. It's in my top 10 for definite.
Controversial.
But like,
well, that's for a different podcast, Cameron.
yes, it's not in my top 5.
Right.
Yeah. All right. Next was a hard choice.
Oh.
It was a hard choice. There was a choice between two different, very, very stylized films, or like, I'd say like a director that I really, really like, and one series of very, very stylized films. Would you like to have a guess before I announce what they are?
So a series. Hold on. Have you got a full series? In here?
No, not
Oh,
a full series.
okay.
no.
I was going to say, because
That-
we
that
would
would've
have
been
to kick you out of
controversial.
the studio.
There's two films out. Third one's coming soon.
Oh.
It's also worth noting, we had rules for this that we didn't go through with you. That just shows how much we trust you.
Yeah.
Third one coming. See, I was going to say How to Train Your Dragon, but because if that's not in, if the first How to Train Your Dragon isn't in your top 5, I'm disappointed.
It's not. I'm
Oh.
sorry. Yeah. Would you like to have a guess on what these two films are?
So there's a third one coming out.
Yeah.
I
Yeah.
can't think of any films. That...
I can't get involved in this. I have no idea.
Very stylized film. Come on, think of stylized film, like very highly stylized films. This one,
Fantastic Beasts.
no,
Oh.
known for its action scenes,
Oh,
Come
of
on.
course,
of course.
Jonathan Wickinson himself.
Yes.
John Wick.
So it was a choice between John Wick and another film,
Bill and
or
Ted.
rather another director who I really, really enjoy his stylized films. And that other director was Guy Ritchie. Now, I'm not sure if you've seen the Guy Ritchie film, but they are very, very highly stylized. I love the way he makes them.
Yeah.
You are allowed
So-
an honourable mention spot that we didn't mention that yet, but you are allowed an honourable mention, so you may be able to bring one of these films back at the end.
Cool.
So
I
John
will
Wick.
do. So, no.
Oh.
John Wick didn't win out.
Oh.
Yeah. It was Guy Ritchie in the end that won out.
Okay.
And that happened like over the weekend because I was rewatching the Guy Ritchie film I was going
Which film?
to choose. Have a guess. Come on, guys. Have a guess.
Oh.
Out of Guy Ritchie films, there's like 4 noticeable choices.
Who did Four Lions?
I don't think that was Guy Ritchie.
I can't remember who that was.
I can't
Oh
remember
no,
either.
that was No, it doesn't matter. I don't know. I genuinely don't know.
All right. It is Sherlock Holmes' Game of Shadows.
Of
Sherlock
course it
Holmes'
is.
Game of Shadows.
Of
That
course.
is on my list. That beat out John Wick just a tiny bit.
You've put some very, very solid choices in here.
Yeah, because
Yeah.
I've got good taste.
I think, James is going to be listening to this and he's going to be a little bit shook, I think.
Yes, but Game of Shadows, it won out because it was very closely contended by John Wick, as I previously stated,
Right.
but also King Arthur Legend of the Sword. Not sure if you've seen that. I saw that when it first came out in the cinema. That was very good, but it wasn't
I've
as
never
good.
actually seen it.
It's quite a
Haven't
good
seen it.
film. You should check it out. What let me down with that film compared to Sherlock was the story itself. Like the story itself, like the visuals of it, fucking fantastic. No
Yeah.
complaint there. But the story is very basic and not repetitive because the way he pulls it off, like it's hard to describe, but like the execution was the best part of that film,
Yeah.
and that's all I can say.
Mm.
Like the actual writing of it and stuff, it works, but yeah.
Yeah.
Whereas with Sherlock Holmes, it's on point. Everything about that film is on point.
When did it come out?
Game of Shadows, not sure.
Which
2011.
was it? Which number in the series was this?
Second.
Was this the second. Oh, okay, yeah.
So why Game of Shadows over
Over the first one,
Yeah,
Moriarty.
that's
One
fair.
word.
That is very fair.
Moriarty
It's
is a
always
very good
Moriarty.
villain. Has been for a long time. Well, since the books came out, like in years ago.
Yeah, yeah.
I think it's been like over 100 years now. I can't know. I can't remember.
Um,
Were they written in the 1800s or 1900s?
I want to say 1900s because Arthur Conan Doyle was around when Agatha Christie was around.
Yeah.
Yeah, because Agatha Christie went missing, and Arthur Conan Doyle was part of the team to try and find her, like a detective. And I was like, that is the coolest story I've ever heard.
Yeah. Arthur Conan Doyle offered his services to Scotland Yard
Yeah,
quite often.
yeah. And
Yeah.
I was like, wow, what a man! What a man! What a man! No, but
Copyright strike
the-
right there.
yeah, no, it's alright. It was only a couple of seconds.
Do you think YouTube cares?
So I think for me the style that is the important thing. That's what carries these films. Obviously, Robert Downey Jr.
yes,
fantastic.
fantastic in this
Um,
film.
But it would be very if you got a simply styled director.
Yeah.
You know, it wouldn't quite have that same effect.
Yeah.
You know,
Yeah. Like take the fight scenes for instance, which are one of my favorite scenes across all the Sherlock films. Like they're very stylized. Recently, I watched the behind the scenes and how he done it,
yeah.
and he actually done it using a camera that shoots like ultra slow motion to the point of 1 million frames per second.
Wow.
Do you know
That's
what-
not an exaggeration, by the way.
Do you know what the fight scenes in that remind me of?
What?
Really well done quick time events in video games.
Yeah,
Yeah.
that's
100%
exactly what they are.
mate.
Yeah.
Yeah.
What?
Like
in
Telltale
the
games.
Yeah, in the behind the scenes, what you see is they were recorded at a very high frame rate with a camera called the Phantom that can record at 1 million frames per second.
Right. Oh, we need to get our hands on one of these,
yeah.
boys.
It was all hands on, like all the punches did happen,
Yeah.
but they were all doing full contact blows, but in like slowly.
Right.
And what they did was every hit to make it look real and to get like the ripples in the faces. That's a 1 second clip stretched out to 7 seconds.
Right. Yeah. Yeah. Yeah.
So that's how they got the effect, and it looks great. It's
Yeah,
fantastic.
I want to say it's in the first film. The box, bare knuckle boxing.
In the underground like
Yeah,
bar
yeah,
place,
yeah. Like that for me, that is one of it's not one of my favorite films of all time, but that is one of the best scenes I've ever seen in
Yeah.
anything.
yeah.
But what is it that separates? Like, because I know you're a big fan of that scene specifically as well.
Yeah.
What is it that separates that film from the second?
Well, see, the second,
Why is the second?
I think,
the
just
pinnacle?
it does everything the first one does, but better. So take that scene for instance, best fight scene in the movie.
Yeah.
Yeah. And take the best fight scene in the second movie, which is Sherlock versus Moriarty.
Yeah.
It's a whole slow mo sequence.
Yeah.
And that
Yeah.
is very, very good.
Yeah.
It's the first time I saw it, and Sherlock was going through the motions, doing his thinking thing where you hear his monologue over the top of it.
Yeah.
And then it cuts back to Moriarty, and he goes, "Come on now, you don't think you're really the only one who can play this game?" And I was shooketh. I was like, "Excuse me."
To the core.
Yeah. And then they both of their voices started talking to each other as they were going on, and that itself
Yeah.
was such an impactful moment. Yeah.
Do you know what I would have loved to have seen?
What?
From the beginning, can you imagine if Guy Ritchie directed Benedict Cumberbatch's Sherlock?
I wouldn't have it. I would, purely
Yeah.
because I watch.
That's
I
a good
watch.
job. It's not your choice then.
Yeah, I watch. I know, yeah, because they also agreed with me and didn't have Guy Ritchie. Because I watch the. It's a very film style for me.
Yeah.
You know, Sherlock has that. Of course, because it has that very BBC drama vibe.
Yeah.
That's what I want when I watch
Like,
it.
in all honesty, Sherlock, compared to Game of Shadows, Sherlock is a better Sherlock Holmes.
Yes.
In all honesty,
yes.
because as a mystery like book as it was set out, you could see the clues and you could also see what Watson interpreted what Sherlock was seeing.
in the TV show. you
Yeah,
say?
no, in the books.
in
But
the
in
books, in the
the
books.
in the show, you actually get to see a visual representation of what he's thinking.
Yeah.
And that gives the viewer clues to
Yeah.
see, and
Yeah.
they could work it out as he does.
Yeah, that's where I do see a divide between the two, because I
Yeah.
watch Sherlock, the TV show, and it's like I feel engrossed. You know,
Yeah.
I'm enveloped in it. I'm there, and I'm thinking I'm going to solve this.
Yeah,
I will
yeah.
get this. And there is the space for you to solve it. There is the
Yeah,
space.
apart
for you
from one notable exception,
to,
which is the episode about the assassins. It's season 4, I believe. It's a really
yes,
bad one.
yes, yes.
And it turns out, spoilers, okay? It turns out to be the receptionist. There is no clue at all
Yeah.
as to who it was.
I still remember watching. I can't remember the name of the episode, but I still remember sitting there thinking, I better know which pill it is that's poison. And then they pulled it out of the water with, but what was it? Neither of them are, or both of them are, and it was just like, wait, what?
Yeah.
That's what. But that's what I think. I think Sherlock, the TV show, did so well. Everything tied together.
Yeah.
You know, like it was a full. You went from first point to last. You know, you went full circle on it, and you properly understood how it all tied together.
Yeah.
But I think as a spectacle, to be able to sit there and watch something and think, you know, wow, this is fantastic viewing. The film takes the biscuit. Like,
Yeah,
it is
definitely. Like, the film is more of an action flick. Come on, we all know this.
Yeah.
Where you see everything go down and it looks great.
Yeah.
Yeah. I just prefer watching it, in all honesty. There are times when I sit down and I watch Sherlock and I'm like, yes, I like Sherlock. So I watch it.
Yeah.
But then I saw that the films were on Netflix recently. I saw that. That's when I went and rewatched Game of Shadows.
Yeah. Yeah.
So I rewatched that and I was like, yeah, there's no question.
I didn't know
I
they were on
prefer
Netflix.
watching this. Yeah, they're both on Netflix now.
Oh, plan.
Yeah. Not sure about if it's like Netflix outside of the UK. So if you have any foreign listeners, then sorry.
Yep. Sorry.
They probably got way more than us anyway.
Yeah. I mean, they can always use a VPN.
Yeah, I was gonna say you should get a VPN.
Yeah.
We're not sponsored by ExpressVPN, by the way, which like every other YouTuber is,
Yeah. Or Nord.
or Nord.
Yeah.
Although Nord Express, if you're listening, give us a shout.
We need the money. Well, I
Wait,
do.
I'm sorry.
You ain't getting paid.
I will be. Mate, if you're getting paid for this, I am too.
Yeah, we're not getting paid.
So, upkeep this, Cameron. Like you have.
All right.
Ah,
Here comes the hard part because
I'm
this
ready.
is where the anime begins.
You're scoring very well at the moment.
Okay.
yeah.
I feel like with Kieran with the anime, you've got no hope.
Clannad tells the story of main character Tomoyo, who is a delinquent high schooler, as most anime starts in high school. I don't know why it's become such a trope, but it has. Which I do know, but I can't obviously explain.
That's the spirit.
That's the spirit.
That's okay. I'm gonna
Yeah.
score you a 3 for that.
Yeah. Moving on.
Yes, but it starts out in high school, where he's a delinquent, mainly due to a situation that happened at home with his family life. He doesn't have a good relationship with his father, and he's very depressed at the moment. So season 2 takes place after high school. He's graduated and he's going straight onto the workforce because he doesn't want to go to college or do anything like that. The series started with him hating the town
Yeah.
that he lives in as well. So the first thing he says is, I hate this town. That's how the series starts.
Yeah.
With him having a short monologue saying how much he hates the town, saying it's boring, like average teenage angst that you have in high school. Yeah. Or
Gang.
Yeah. Then after he graduates, the struggle to just find a job, find a living, find his own home. He moved out of his of living with his dad because his dad's a single parent. That's issues happen between them and they don't get along. Yeah, throughout the show, you found out that the girl that he chooses does have a weak immune system or something. Now, during the pregnancy phase, they go to the doctors with the parents of the wife, and they make sure that everything's going to be all right. And then she says she wants to do a home birth, which I'm not sure if you know about, but it's when you give birth in your home, as the name suggests.
Yeah. It wasn't that lost
So
on me. I'll be honest.
I thought it was the shed.
But also the process
people it is.
involves the father being the first one to bathe the child, which is why she wants to do it.
Okay, yeah.
That's her main reasoning. But everyone around her was worried about it because of her weak immune system.
Yes, of course.
So eventually, the doctors and nurses convince her that no, it's not a good idea to do the home birth. You should come into the hospital. Yeah. So she suddenly goes into labour during a snowstorm.
Of course. That's when all the best labours happen.
They can't get to the hospital.
Yeah.
So the mother calls her friend, who happens to be a nurse, a midwife.
Right.
And they get to the house just in
Convenient.
time. The birthing takes place. The child is born.
What a weird way to say it. The birthing takes place.
Yes, don't worry.
Cameron doesn't interact with people much.
I don't. The child is born, and Tomoyo, the main character, is holding the baby look, the baby's here. The
Yeah.
baby's healthy. I'm happy. And he looks to his wife, who dies from the childbirth. Time skip about 3 to 5 years is established that the child is now a toddler. Yeah. The father is depressed. He
I'd be
lives
worried
alone.
if there were anything but a toddler after that space of time.
Yeah. The child lives with
Just the child bursts in the door. Honey, I'm home.
with anime. You never know. But yeah, the child lives with the grandparents, the wife's
Yes, of course, yeah. Yeah.
parents. The father, Tomoyo, you see him. It's taken from his perspective. He's been the main character since episode 1, and he's very depressed. And you hate to see him like this. He's grown stubble. He doesn't look happy. He's got wrinkles.
Right.
He's got wrinkles from stress and overworking himself because, and he doesn't eat properly. You see, he's physically slimmer than he was previously.
Yeah.
And you just see a day in his life as a depressed man, as a broken man.
Okay.
And that got me as well.
Yeah.
The next, he gets a visit from the grandmother of the child, who says, "Oh, do you want to come on a trip with us? We're going to a different region for a little trip. Come with us." And he says, "No, I'm not going. I'm not going. I'm staying here. I'm just going to do what I do." And it's just no, make sure you come. I'll be at the house at this time, and you're definitely going to be there. And she leaves. And he's like, okay, I'm not going to go. But he goes. He goes to the house. The house looks empty when he gets there. There's a note on the table that says, "We've gone on a trip. Except I've left your daughter here. Take care of her." Yeah. Mate, I was shook up. But yeah, it was a good plan. Yeah. And you see the daughter running around the house.
I like the idea that this guy's walked in, saw the note, and she's just sprinting.
Pretty much, that's how it begins. She sprints to a wall or something and hides behind it to look at her. And that got me as well. Because that's the moment, the way she looks at him, you realise that they are just strangers to each other.
Okay.
That fucking got me too.
Oh, fuck.
Yeah. The show hits deep. The note also said, we left train tickets for you so you can go on a trip with your daughter. And this trip went to the hometown of the main character's father. But yeah, it gets a bit iffy here. But I know I cried. Yeah, this is where you learn that his father actually, he relates to his father in a way you've never seen before. Throughout the series, he's always said he hates his dad.
Yeah.
He hates his dad, he hates his dad. He goes on this trip, meets one of the neighbours, because he lived there when he was born, the main character. And the neighbours tell him a story about when he was born, his father was a nice guy. Then his wife died early. He was really depressed after his wife died. He was considering suicide and everything like that. I spoke him down, told him clear your head. You have a son to look after still. So they get back from the trip. Him and his daughter have bonded. They've become like close family now. He's over his father issues.
So.
Yes, he's over his father issues, and that also makes him.
Don't tell me.
Wait.
Don't.
Wait.
No.
He's over his father issues, and that also makes him contemplate how his relationship with his daughter. So he decides to tell the grandparents when he gets back, oh, like, I think I'm ready to live with her now. Like, she can move into my apartment. We can live together as a family. So they do.
But
Everything's going well. Like, he picks her up from school, notices that one of his old classmates is her teacher. Quite a coincidence.
okay.
Yeah, I think there's a school reunion episode at some point. And this is where it really gets you. So, winter comes. Never a good start. Winter comes.
Is this anime or is this Game of Thrones?
So she's sick. She has a fever from the winter. Winters came. And she's sick and she has a fever. And she says to him, I want to go on a trip. Same thing she said when they first, like, got together. And he says, you can't go on a trip. Look, you can't. She gets up, puts, like, her coat and boots on, and says, no, we're going on a trip. He's like, you know what? Like, you're sick and everything, but I think we can make it on a trip to somewhere where it might be warmer. That might be good for you.
They go on a lot of trips, don't they?
You might
Sounds to
think
me
that.
like this might be the last one.
They go out into the snow.
Can we get names, by the way?
No. You can get the name of the daughter. The daughter's called Ushio. And
Ushio or Ushia?
Ushio.
Okay.
Ushio.
Yeah.
Ushio.
Yeah, and Tomoyo is the father.
Okay.
I can't tell you the grandparents or the mother's name because that's a spoiler of season 1, just in case you do watch it, but I've spoiled all the season 2, so don't worry.
Steve.
I don't want to be that guy, Cameron. But we've got about 2.5 minutes to
It's
wrap
alright.
this up.
It's alright. It'll get wrapped up in 2.5 minutes.
This isn't even your top favourite, so I hate to think how long we're going to be talking about the next one for.
Oh, the next one will be fine. This
Who
one's
says?
harder to explain, that's why. But yeah, this one, they go out into the snow. While they're walking to the train station, his daughter collapses in front of him. And he hugs her and says, God, if you're alive, please don't do this. Don't fucking take her from me. Like, her breathing is slowing.
And God
Like,
was like, yoink.
She's heating up. I'm honestly tearing up right now. I can't. But yeah, that happens. And then, as if out of nowhere, you flash back to the birth. Except it's not a flashback. Something's happened. He's like, whoa, what happened? The past, 5 years of my life, I lived out, and I remember them. What the fuck just happened?
So is this like a Final Destination scenario where it was like a flash forward, or was it like divine
Sort of.
intervention?
Sort of. A bit of both, because something I didn't mention, during season 1, you learn a bit of lore about the town. And in the town, what they tell you is, a myth around the town, is that if you do a lot of good deeds for other people, which he had been doing throughout all of season 1 and the beginning half of season 2, then what will happen is every time a person has a good deed done for them or something along those lines, a glowing ball would float up into the sky. If you grab one,
If you gather all 7, Shenron is summoned.
No, if you grab one, then you have the power to grant a wish.
Okay.
Or something along those lines. And that's when you realize you piece the pieces together. And as he sits there, clutching his child as she is dying in the snow, he's like, I wish, none of this happened. I wish she lived. And that's when it hit you. And it makes sense. And they live happily ever after.
Disappointed by the ending. Now, while things are going downhill, I'm completely rooting for the characters. I'm like, please don't die. Please don't let these things happen.
I feel like the investment that we would have put in
when they're
is
actually
wasted.
happily ever after.
It's
I'm
a
just
bit
like, oh.
it's a bit different from actually. It makes more sense if you watch it because there's a few subtle details that I've left out.
Is
that make
he
it a
like?
bit
Is he
different.
baffled though?
Yeah, he's baffled. When when he flashes back, he's like, "What the
But
fuck?
let's just-
I am shook."
Just look at the logistics of that for a second. He's then got to try and explain that to his wife. 'Cause
He
she's-
doesn't.
Well, surely.
Why?
He has the mind of a guy who's been depressed and mourning for 5 years. he's not going to be the same person he was in the moment that she gave birth.
No, but like he would also remember the Well, it
He
depends.
would still have all these memories in
Yeah,
his
he
head
would
of
still have
everything
all
that
these
happened in
memories,
those
yeah.
5 years.
Yeah.
So he's not going to be the same person.
But like he's depressed in the same way that Ricky Gervais' character is depressed in Afterlife. His wife died, that's why. So getting his wife back makes him happier.
Yeah, but like let's say you suddenly snap back to 5 years ago.
Yeah.
You're going to have 5 years more maturity and intelligence over that previous year.
Good one.
No, but legit, like you're going to be a different person, and the people who knew you 5 years ago are going to you're going to come in one day and they're going to be like, "The fuck happened to you? You're like a different bloke."
Well, no, he looks exactly the same, and the 5 years worth of memories he still has. Like,
Yeah, I mean mentally, not
it would
physically.
change. It will have a slight effect, but you're meant to just say like, okay, it happened.
Yeah, you meant
they
to-
got over it.
I think you meant to sort of
yeah,
accept it
you're
because
meant to just
You're
be
just
like,
meant to
"Oh, that's
accept it.
convenient."
otherwise
Yeah.
you'll be picking holes in almost like I mean
Anything,
Doctor
yeah.
Who. You pick
Mate,
holes
Doctor
for
Who would
fun in
get
Doctor
picked
Who.
to fuck. Yeah, but this series, it's honestly one of my favorite anime of all time, as you probably.
But
like,
moving on, not
noticed.
your favourite.
Not my favorite. No. Okay. So after that long story time,
Thanks for that, by the way.
yeah, you guys really need to watch it.
I think we just did.
You need to watch it, mate. I've left out so much.
Right.
It's 52 episodes in total, 26 episodes per season,
It's not bad.
or 24 plus 2 bonus episodes.
20-minute episodes.
20-minute episodes.
What I will say is that went on a little.
That went on a
we
little.
We've
Yes,
got to
I'm sorry.
try and avoid that for this one.
Yes, that's because the only way to accurately pitch that is to just say it as it is, storytell. But yeah, moving on a little is
What is your all-time favourite?
all-time favorite is an anime called Hunter x Hunter. Spelled
I knew it was
Hunter
Hunter X
Hunter.
I knew
Yes.
it was going to be this.
Yeah, but it's known as one of the best shonen anime of all time. Shonen genre of anime. I'm sure Tyler knows what it is because he's watched anime, but Kieran might not.
do
Shonen
not.
is a genre of anime that is used to, well, shonen literally translates to young men or young boys, which, like, that's the demographic that it's targeting.
Okay.
But
So the Thriller album.
no, Tyler. No, but like stuff like Yu-Gi-Oh, Dragon Ball Z, Bleach, One Piece. Not sure if you've seen the other two, but
Yeah.
they're very popular. Yeah, that is shonen. I'm sure you know the
Okay.
tropes of it, like power of friendship and stuff, like
Okay.
groups, stuff like that. Yeah, Hunter x Hunter is one that is a bit more mature. It's for the older demographic
You
of shonen.
showed me the first couple of episodes. We watched them at your house,
Yeah.
didn't we?
Yeah, and it is very good. First couple of episodes are like, honestly, I don't know how he's done it, but the writer has just made it so that each arc is better than the last. With like, there's one like sort of exception, which is the fourth arc, I think it is. Yeah, fourth arc. Yeah, that is slightly worse than the third arc, but then it picks it right up again with the final arc, well, the second to last arc of the anime.
Have you seen Noah's Ark?
I haven't seen
Oh, it was a
it.
great arc. That was.
Have you played Ark of Survival?
Arc Survival Evolve, you mean?
That's the one.
Yes. Glitch
if
too
you're gonna
much.
pun well.
Yes. But Hunter x
I
Hunter,
tried.
very, very good show. It has like the best. It's a very like the characters in it are very, very deep, which is unlike most shonen. Most shonen is like the characters like, oh, I've got this simple goal and I'm gonna do it by the end of the series, and you know that, but you're still gonna read it. Ah, yeah. So like Naruto, I'm gonna become Hokage.
Believe it.
Believe it, yeah. Or like Luffy from One Piece going, I'm gonna be the Pirate King.
Yeah,
And
yeah.
you're like, oh yeah, clearly you're the main character. His parents died in a car accident, is what they tell him, but it's a lie. But he lives with his aunt and his grandmother. He's told that his parents are alive, like his dad's alive. They don't know anything about his mum. But his dad's alive, and his dad became a thing known in this society as a hunter, which is
Yes. Oh, this part I remember.
yes.
What does a hunter do?
Start.
It's not ever explicitly stated. It's always said that they're hunting something because that's what you need to be a hunter. But they're also very skilled fighters, archaeologists.
Maybe they're hunting for the definition of a hunter.
Maybe. Who knows? That could be a reason to hunt. But yeah, whatever's their reason to hunt can be whatever their reason to hunt. What you know is that being a hunter comes with a lot of benefits, such as the hunter's license, which you can pawn off to a pawn shop for, I think it's stated to be like $10 million or some shit like that.
Jesus.
Yeah, it's madness. And also, what the Hunter Pass does is it gives you like access to every country in the world. You get mad respect just for having it because yeah, that's pretty much it. But it's like mad
You get
respect
$10 million
on
you get,
such a
you
level.
get permission to every place in the world. You get mad respect.
Mad respect.
No, I'm not even making this
They
up.
truly
Yeah,
put
one of the
respect
thing-
on your name.
One of the things is like, no, it's stated to be the hunter's license is known like notoriously hard to gain because there's a hunter's exam, which is the first arc of the series.
Yeah.
But it's known to be a very hard thing to pass. It's mainly a physical test exam. Sometimes they test your mental capacity as well.
They also test how much respect you have.
If you get the hunter's exam, then you clearly have enough respect. Yeah. But yes, the main character, when he's told that his father's alive and left him to become a hunter, do you know what his reaction is? What would your reaction be if you were told your father left you, abandoned you for a job?
Do I get to inherit the respect?
No.
Probably.
Every time you inquire about him, no one knows who he is.
I'd probably be like, why did you leave and then go do a job? Like, just...
Exactly. Do you
going
know what
on?
this boy's logic is? This boy, after being told that his father left him for a job, is, oh shit, that job must be the best thing ever. I'm gonna find him and ask him what's so good about this job.
I mean,
I rate the positivity.
Yeah,
that's
yeah,
that's fair.
that's this. Now this
No, but that
boy's
is
mind
fair.
works.
It's like, oh, you've left. It must be a good reason.
Yeah, but it's so dumb. But yeah, okay, so
I think that's called plot convenience.
it's okay. It works with the character.
I like.
The character is very much like early stage Goku.
See, I was picturing more Konohamaru. When I imagine him, I think of Konohamaru.
Yeah, sort of. I can see that.
Yeah, man, cool. Yeah.
But no, I think the bits I saw of it was good.
Yeah,
I'm not able to say, oh, it's fantastic.
yeah. I can say. All right, let's.
I
Just
will say I'm
tell
invested.
Let's just tell you. the
So
best
far,
bit.
I'm invested in this.
That's
This
good.
sounds good.
So what? To become a hunter, you have to pass a hunter's exam. He passes the hunter's exam. Obviously, he's the main character. On the way, he makes
Is the
3
hunter's
friends.
exam like an A level, or is it like more like a B Tech? Or
It's harder than all of them. It starts with a 10-kilometer run that they have no idea they're running 10 kilometers. No, it's longer than that, isn't it? It's like 40 kilometers. That's it. It's 40 kilometers at least because it's stated that they ran 10 kilometers, like a quarter of the way. Because it just starts with them being told, okay, so the first test as a hunter is to get to the location of the hunter exam. You're not given any clues. You're just told get to the location. If you
sounds
can,
like a Duke of
Mate,
Edinburgh award.
Mate, this is the tuning exams. I'm always going to
It's
bring
like-
it back to Naruto, but it's the tuning exams.
it inspired the tuning exams. That's why.
Did it come first?
Yes.
Did it actually?
Yes.
Wow.
Mate, this series inspired a lot of other shows.
When did this come out?
It came out like way
1998.
early. 1998, that's when it came out, yeah.
When did Naruto start?
Was that the
writing?
anime or the manga? When did the manga come out?
It's the manga. 1998.
Yeah.
I swear, was Naruto
So
before
the
or after
manga
that?
Naruto was after.
March 1998, and the film was July 1998.
No, not the 99 anime, the 2011 anime. That's what version I'm recommending to you, not the 99 anime. Although that's good, it's not quite as good. Yes, the 2011 anime is much, much better. So,
Oh, there's a video game.
there is a video game. I haven't played it.
Well, yeah, Naruto started 2002.
Yes.
Masashi Kishimoto done them dirty.
He did, yeah. But
So
the
wait,
Hunter's
hold on.
Exam,
Sorry, there's been 2 different
anime
television
adaptations,
series,
yes. The first one
as
was
well as a film.
2 films.
Damn.
Yeah. A lot of anime has stuff like this. The second series, like the 2011 series, has 160 episodes, I believe. 20 minutes long each. Very, very deep. So the Hunter's Exam, the first mission, told to find the location. They find the location, and then they're just told, follow me, as the guy starts sprinting down the hall. And then you see all these characters. You actually introduced to a few of them. And you're like, oh, are these going to be like the main characters? oh, they're getting backstory and everything. You're like, oh, I know why you're here now. Oh, cool. And then you see them drop out halfway through, and you're like, what the fuck? Why did you introduce them there? And then that's become a common theme, because you get characters introduced who are just like killed or dropped off later on.
Sounds like a very like PG version of like Game of Thrones or Walking Dead, where they'll introduce you to a character just to kill them off.
Sorry for hitting the mic. But yeah, you might say PG. Not yet. Okay, so a few arcs occur.
You're going to have to start rattling this.
I am. Yes, I'm sorry. So he passes the Hunter exam. Next arc is he needs money. Because
As you do.
he wants, after the exam, he's like, oh, I want, there's this auction coming up. Your father might be there because it's for rich people to do rich things, and your father is clearly
Rich people
a
doing
very
rich
important
things.
hunter. Yeah, your father is clearly a very important hunter because they met someone who'd met him during the previous arc. So to get money, he go and train at the same time because he wants to be stronger because he got beat up in the last arc. He goes to this place called the Tower of Heaven, which is basically a fighting tournament. The higher on the levels you go, the more money you make.
That's so anime.
It is, yeah, it's great. For the first 150 levels, he can for the first 50 levels, he can just beat them by pushing them. Like he pushes them with one hand. It starts out with this really big fat
Turns
guy.
out that inspired One Punch Man.
Yeah. It starts out with this this 12-year-old kid versus this really big fat man, and he just pushes him, and he goes flying into the wall. So yeah, a very anime thing. But he goes up there, and then he notices there's something he meets someone that says, "Oh, the Hunter exam's not over yet, mate. You got to learn superpowers too." So you're introduced to the superpower system that this world works on. It's very complex, but I've got to give you the simplified rundown. So it's called Nen. There's
Do you have to?
Yes, there's 6 categories. That's all you need to know. There's a way to test them, but it's based on creativity. There's 6 categories. So enhancers can make stuff stronger, conjurers make stuff appear, transmuters change their aura into something else. It's that's like shooting a fireball or something like that. Emitters to blast a beam. That's it. Yeah, and specialists who that's the important ones. But I can skip past the next arc because it's the downside of the series. And the arc after that is one of the best of the series of the all time, and is what puts it at the peak.
Okay, well,
Yes.
you have 45 seconds.
Yes.
Go.
Okay, it's called the Chimera Ant arc. This is when, from the game that he was previously playing in the last arc, he gets a card where that makes him instantly get teleported to a person. Then he says his father's name, obviously thinking that you get teleported to his father. What he doesn't know is his father, who made the game, told his friends who programmed it, said, if he uses the card that brings along friends,
20
take him
seconds.
to my friend. Take him to this guy. If he uses a card that brings him alone, then bring him to me. So yeah, he doesn't go by himself. He goes with a friend, meets this
10.
guy, learns about Chimera ants. What they are is a species of ant that everything they eat,
5.
they make it become a part of themselves. And then you learn that there's
So
a
what do
queen
you think overall?
that eats humans. A queen chimera ant that eats humans.
Okay.
And so the ants start having human forms, human abilities. Then they start eating the superpowered humans. The arc continues like that. And
Right, I think...
I'm going to end it there and say it's very, very good.
Okay,
Yes.
I
This
have-
has dragged on long enough.
Before going on to scoring, I have an overarching question,
Okay.
and it might require a bit of a long-winded answer, but we'll give it a 2 minute for it. What is... I feel like over the last 5 years,
Yes.
anime's really grown more than ever.
Yeah.
Yeah, I think over the last 20 years, it started to get big. Then the last 5, I feel like it made up a lot of ground in that time.
Yeah.
And obviously, you are one of the advocates of it, clearly.
Of course.
And now, me and Kieran, not too big on that anime. Haven't seen too much. But what is it about anime that makes you think, yeah, I'll go and watch all sorts of TV shows on Netflix, the latest Netflix originals and stuff, all the live action stuff. What is it about anime that makes you go, oh yeah, this is what I want to watch?
See, anime, first of all, it can do things that live actions just cannot.
Okay.
It can exaggerate features on someone's face to express emotion. It can exaggerate movements to make them more impactful. Stuff like that. Animation in general can do that. But anime also has a certain style about it. The art style I really like. That's personal opinion. But also the animation style itself is very clean when it has to be.
Okay.
Animation is known to be made on a lower budget than it should be. The people are underpaid. That's a known thing in the anime community. So we're not proud of that. But it's also, it adds to the style. Because most anime, in a talking scene, I'm sure you've noticed it in like Yu-Gi-Oh or something, it will just be the character's face still and the mouth moving.
Yeah, and nothing else in the scene is moving. Nobody's moving. It's just
But yet they can save money on that to make the more intense scenes more intense. Like think about the actual duels themselves. When someone's doing like some major badass attack and someone's blocking at the same time, and then a fight scene. Like think of the Naruto Chunin exams, Gaara versus Guy. Guy.
No, Lee.
Yeah. Yes, that's it. Yeah. Like, you know.
Yeah.
Kieran might not get that reference, but I'm sorry, I don't have an example for you.
Not.
Yeah.
But
yeah, think about like the rest of that episode was more stationary than usual.
Yeah.
Just because they can influence that.
Yeah.
Oh, that's my laptop. Sorry.
I thought it just had a good idea.
Yeah.
Well, I'm gonna. Okay.
But yeah,
Before we go
anime
on-
can do things that live action can't. That's why.
Before we go on to score, I think Bridge to Terabithia, Scott Pilgrim, and Sherlock Holmes, me and Tyler are all pretty checked up on.
Yeah.
Clannad and Hunter x Hunter.
Yes.
Before we give final scores to these, bearing in mind they've gone like the score that you get is judged off of like kind of how you pitch it.
Yeah.
Tell me and Tyler
Mm-hmm.
in one sentence per film,
Okay.
literally one sentence, one
Yes.
for each film,
Yeah.
for each series. Sorry, why we should give it a high score?
Why you should give it a high score?
Yeah.
Okay. In order, Bridge to Terabithia.
No, just the anime ones. We're checked
just
up on
the anime
others.
ones.
Yeah.
Okay.
So let's say
so
Clannad,
Clannad.
one sentence.
One sentence. Okay. Okay.
He's thinking. I can
I am.
visibly see it.
Dun, 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 dun.
All right. Clannad. Great anime. Great characters. Great writing. Characters get invested, and it rips your heart out.
I'd argue that was 4 sentences, but
It's
we'll
short
give
enough
it.
to work as one sentence.
Hunter
It's fine.
x Hunter.
Hunter x Hunter, action-packed, full of adventure. How to describe it?
Hunters.
Hunter. It's hard to describe really Hunter x Hunter because it's such a long show,
Well, I
I
like.
think I'm
so complex.
I like you walking us through this last
Yeah.
two, but
It's a bit long.
no, that's fine. I think my issue with what was the second to last one?
Clannad.
Clannad.
My issue with Clannad is that until the very end, and
Mhm.
even slightly including the end, until the end when he wishes and it goes
Mhm.
back, I don't feel like they're doing anything different.
Yeah.
Do you know what I mean? That's what I like about films. Like your whole thing with Sherlock Holmes,
Mhm.
like it's doing something different.
Yeah.
And that's what I want to see from things. I want to see things do
It
stuff different.
sounds to me
Do
like
remember that
across
I'm describing it to you, so it's like
Yeah,
second-hand
of
inspiration.
course.
Yeah.
But the basic plot points to me sound like across anime, live action, whatever. I feel like if I was to do research, I could probably find 6 or 7 films today
Mhm.
that have a similar plot point.
I don't think it's as high on my list because it's like generalized. No, I think it's because it's the best at what it does.
It really got your emotions.
Yeah, I don't
It
think
aimed to
if
get
you
your
personally
emotions.
watch it, I don't think you can find anything that will like
tug
that
like
would
that does.
not fucking tug, rip out your heart, like punch through your rib cage and
Yeah.
rip out your heart as hard as this show does.
Kalima.
Yeah, mate.
Okay.
Right. I think.
Do you know what you're gonna score this?
Well, I've just scored. I need to calculate my scores.
So
if I
we've
add
both
them
scored
all.
it already. That's good.
Okay.
Whereas last time there was this awkward silence where we told James to just sit patiently and be nervous.
Oof.
Instead, I think we can go straight into it. So
You've actually scored a very interesting score, unlike. Because
I am shooketh.
James, our first guest,
Yeah.
scored 36, according to me.
Yeah.
Cameron, our second guest, has scored 36.
Oh.
So, this is dramatic.
So it's all on me.
It's all on you.
Don't change it out of bias.
I'm not. I'm just jotting down Tyler's one. So 36, you said.
Yeah, I think he's going to give you 37.
I gave you a 39,
Ooh.
and I'm not gonna lie. Like we'll walk you through why
That's
we gave
fine.
each film but that leaves you. For God's sake, I didn't expect this in the second episode. This puts you with 76.
Well
Yeah.
done.
Cool. Glad it worked. Yeah.
I think I'll give you my individual scores. Quickly
Mhm.
go through 'em.
So okay, let's start with Prince of Terabithia.
Yeah.
What did you give that?
I gave that a 9 out of 10
I gave that a 9 out of 10.
because I don't quite know what 10 is yet. 10 is going to be something like absolutely every
You know
single-
what 10 is.
I think
You and I both know. If someone put Children of Men on there, you know that
no,
would be
I
an
think
instant
general
10.
rule of thumb. I don't know if you're the same. I will only give something a 10 if it's something that's in my top 10 list, because they are the only 10s in my book.
Someone could talk me into a 9 being a 10.
So did Clanna talk you into a 10?
No, because that wasn't a 9 already. I'm saying someone could talk me into a 9.
Oh.
into a
Oh,
10.
9 to a 10. Okay.
Yeah. And Bridge to Terabithia, fantastic film. Absolutely love it. Like, I love it. It's you can't debate the film. A 9 is like a nearly perfect score. It's perfect in my eyes. 10. We'll find out what 10 is.
We'll find out.
Next time on Dragon Ball Z.
Okay, so
More Aaron.
Scott Pilgrim, what did
Scott
you give
Pilgrim. I gave Scott Pilgrim a 7 because for me, I've said, Scott Pilgrim is not something for me where I'm like I don't absolutely adore the film. I can appreciate where you're coming from and everything.
Yeah.
I've only seen it once. But no, you made a good case for it, and yeah, I thought it's objectively a good film. So,
like, anyone who knows me knows that Edgar Wright is like my shit. Like, they are the films that I enjoy the most. I gave Scott Pilgrim a second 9, which is why when I was listening to this, I'm thinking this is a bloody good start. Like, you could have said any Edgar Wright piece of work, and it would have got at least an 8. Like that, like, hands down, no chance. But the thing about Scott Pilgrim is,
I guess you could say you couldn't go Edgar wrong on that.
how many times have you used that pun?
You'd be Edgar Wright pointing that out.
That was a new one. I'll give you that. But yeah, Scott Pilgrim. In terms of if I was to rank all of Edgar Wright's films, it would come in at one of the top spots
Top out of what?
out of all of his films. So if we were to put all of his films in a list,
Yeah.
he would be in the Scott Pilgrim would be in the top half,
Okay.
giving it a 9.
And next,
Sherlock Holmes,
Sherlock Holmes.
8 out of 10.
8 out of 10.
8 out of 10. Brilliant film. Brilliant film. Brilliant story. Brilliant directing. Just it's great. It's not. I don't
It's
class
good.
it as one of my favourites just because it just so happens to not to be. When I first watched it, it was one of them films. It was one of them films that had me captivated and stuff, but I didn't come away from it feeling like I just witnessed history. You know, I didn't come away thinking, "Wow, that's worked its way straight into my top 10 films" or anything like that.
Yeah.
But I came away thinking that was
That was
bloody
good.
great. Else.
Yeah,
So
I
8
think
out of 10, commendable.
100% completely agree. Also an 8 for the exact same reasons. You know, it's not one of those films that you'd write home about, but it is a film that you think, I think I want to watch that again.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Right. Okay. Now, Clanad,
6 out of 10.
6 out of 10. We're on point today, Tyler. We are. It's worth noting that we typically start with a 5.
Yeah. As I
And
said
then
to you,
bulk
we
up
go
front.
5. I like the story. I was interested. You walked us
That's
through it. I was captivated.
That's good.
It's just, I said, my biggest problem with it, I didn't feel like it was doing anything different, but I respect where you're coming from about how it's you watch it and it rips out your heart.
I mean, considering I left out the biggest part, which is character investment.
Yeah, exactly. Exactly.
I
There's only so much you can do about that.
originally gave Clannad a 7,
Yeah.
but it was Tyler's point regarding
The ending.
Well, it was more the point regarding how samey it feels in the sense it doesn't feel new.
Mm-hmm.
That kind of pulled it down a little bit for me. I completely agree with that. Hunter x Hunter though, I gave a 7.
I actually just gave it a 6 because I've seen the first. I don't know how many episodes you showed me.
Two,
Two,
three.
three,
They
something
were
like
on
that.
the boat.
They were very good. Yeah, they were on the boat. They were very good. They once again, you've just been tripped up by
Yeah.
by the fact that I haven't seen it
Yeah.
and that you could only explain so much of it. I do find it quite different to other animes, which I like the story, apart from the bits where I said classic anime, like when they're
Classic
fighting and
Yeah.
to get to the top of the
Of
tower or
course,
whatever.
yeah.
But I feel like that's just a given.
Mhm.
You get those things.
Yeah.
You have to deal with it. If you watch an anime and you're expecting not to find classic anime things, stop watching.
Yeah.
That's the point. But no, I feel like it did do things different, which I liked, but not enough to score a
I don't
7.
know. I think. See, here's the thing.
Mm-hmm.
I, as we know, have not watched much anime. So how
Any.
I view this,
He means any.
He means any.
I watched a bit of Yu-Gi-Oh when I was a
A
kid.
bit, like 2
I'll count-
episodes.
Yeah, but I'll count
Yeah,
that.
exactly.
So don't get
Yu-Gi-Oh
salty.
boy.
I gave you a bloody high score.
Yeah. I
So-
appreciate that.
Whereas with Bridge of Terabithia, Scott Pilgrim, Sherlock Holmes, me and Tyler were pretty on point with each other because we've both seen them. We have the same kind of views. But the reason I think that it could have varied a lot more with the anime stuff is because you have seen some anime, haven't you, Tyler?
Yeah.
So you've got things to compare it to, whereas me, this is pretty much my first outing into it. So Hunter x Hunter to me just sounded like a better plot and a bit more different than Clannad. Hence why it got a higher score. I think it would have been unjust for me to give them the same score in that sense because they sound different, but Hunter x Hunter just sounds like more interesting to me personally.
Yeah. Yeah. I knew that would be the case anyway.
Yeah, 76.
Yeah.
Well done.
That is
You are top
your
of the
total
leaderboard.
verdict.
Yeah.
Congratulations.
You are going to be the score to beat from now on,
Do you have anybody you'd like to thank?
other than us.
I
Well,
wasn't going to thank us.
like,
Your mom.
That was a
Shout out to Mumsy.
your
I
mum.
mean, she's not going to listen to this, so no need.
Yeah, she will.
She won't.
She will.
Maybe,
I'll send
maybe,
it
if,
to her.
maybe if you plug us and kind of just send her the link, she could listen.
No.
How else are we going to branch out?
Nah. He's good.
Do you think he's going to let his mom listen to the things he comes out with? Honestly, I've been around him and his mom. It's like Cameron toned down. It's like Cameron light.
Cameron Zero.
Yeah.
No. Yeah. I sent her the first podcast that I did for the Glaswegian Geeks. Yeah.
Oh, was that the?
That was the one on
Sandman?
the Sandman short film. Yeah.
See, I'm a fan.
Yeah.
I follow your work. It's fantastic.
Thank you.
Right. I think that is a perfect place
Yeah,
to
that
wrap it up.
that concludes it.
How long did it get? How long is it so far? Because I'm so sorry.
Well, you mean the length?
The length.
As you asked that question, we just got
1:30.
1:30.
Oh, that is a long episode. That's
Mate.
good though. It's filled with quality content. That's
It's
all
almost
that
like we
matters.
watched two whole series of anime in between.
Mate, if you think that's two whole series, you're such a lightweight.
Yeah, thanks for coming on, Cameron.
you.
You made yourself
Glad
to
to
the
be
top
here.
of the leaderboard. So
Thank you.
We'll be bringing you back again at some point, just to talk.
Yeah.
Just have a
And-
conversation.
Still waiting for that all anime episode.
until somebody bit. Well, I mean, this
yeah,
one felt like an
I'll
all
level
anime.
with you.
episode.
You know what we have to do? I'll sit you boys down and we can watch Clannad together and we can actually review it together.
Okay. We can review we can review where action that we watch meets anime and brings you
Yeah.
Spider-Verse.
Yes. So here's the deal.
Yes.
You've now got just before we call it quits. It's worth noting you now have bragging rights until somebody beats you.
Okay.
So every single time you come on this podcast as a friend of the podcast, feel free to rub it in.
Any single time you step out into the world, step out into that blinking sun, you can say, I have the highest total verdict.
I think we did good today, don't you? Let's pat ourselves on the back. For the record, I patted myself on the back and Tyler didn't.
Yeah, for the record, me and Tyler just shared a look.
Yeah, hey, look, you know that look.
You know the look.
Because you gave that look to the person you're watching this with.
You know for
I love the fact you think more than 2 people are watching this at a time.
Yeah, that's fine. That's 2 people. That's enough to give each other a look. Sorted.
Right, yeah, we'll call it. Have a good one. Bye-bye.
Bye.
Goodbye.